sister.
Hey everyone! If we couldn't already tell, we are at the start of a new travel series. How have the girls have 3 travel series already tightly close to... Wait, 4! I forgot about New York. Technically that wasn't a series, that was a singular blog. But once the girls got a full-time job, the girls being my sister, it'd be happening regularly. I am holding this mic, so the volume levels may be different throughout the video. I apologize, and it's gonna be like that throughout the vlog, because you know I actually bought this mic for the previous vlog series. The volume levels, it wasn't about the volume levels, but the fact that I had to project my voice, and I didn't really want to do that in public, especially since we're in a foreign country and I have to hold my camera like this but project my voice. Was a little embarrassing, so sometimes I literally bring the camera to my face and just speak into the mic of the camera. So now instead we have this. We're gonna see how it goes. On this trip. I don't know if we'll prefer this. Well, first, the audio would be better, yes. But, and second, I don't have to be loud and proud in public. However, now we got our hands full. One thing about me is I hold my phone in my hands a lot. Well, so I'll literally have my hand full with a camera, with a mic. We'll see how it goes. I bought this strappy thing for it though. But also, if something happens to this mic and I didn't project my voice to the camera because I had this mic close up to my mouth like this, then it's over for the audio. We'll see how it goes. To be honest, it doesn't matter. And I literally a few hours ago just re-dyed my hair black and gave myself a butterfly haircut once again. How's it? It's a little sloppy because I already did it once, so I was like, I don't care. Like, there's still some brown in my hair. Whatever, I don't care. I also did my roots. They're a little bit orangey. Whatever, I don't care. I don't really have time for this. That's it, everyone. Yes, this time around we're going to Vietnam and what? Korea for the 3rd time. One thing about the girls is when they're in Asia, they want to go to Korea. Because as you know, we just came back from our Japan and Korea trip. Mainly Japan and then 4 days Korea. And it's going to be similar like this. Mainly Vietnam and then a few days Korea. Now, this travel series is a little bit different because we are going back to our hometown. And with going back to our hometown, you know, it's a family thing. We're going with our father this time. It's not just me and my sister solo traveling. Well, other than the Korea part. Probably won't vlog a lot because, you know, we're with the relatives. So that's a little awkward vlogging. Including with my father, so it's a little awkward vlogging with my father. And also, the girls don't even know what they're doing every day. You'll see that in the planning portion part later. But also, I don't know, everybody is scaring me about the theft. So I don't really know if I'm going to be having these 2 expensive ass devices. Actually, I don't think it matters if it's expensive, but these 2 devices out and about, and I feel like somebody might mug me. I don't know though, but you know what? My father says so, my mother says so, my friend's mom said so, and the internet said so. They're mainly talking about Ho Chi Minh City / Saigon, which what you're gonna hear me call because I am South Vietnamese, my family. I think the other cities that we're going to in Vietnam will be okay. Who knows, babe? I don't know. And to be honest, my mom's always watching vlogs in Vietnam by foreigners, and you know what? They didn't get mugged, so I don't know, babe. We'll talk about that later when we get into the planning portion. Because first, we are in our story time portion. There will be timestamps in the description because once again, this travel series is going to be a little bit different. Since we're going to the homeland, we are meeting some relatives. This series, you know what? I think I'm just preparing myself because it's not certain. But I just feel like now, maybe the girls are overthinking, who knows? But I feel like this series may be filled with a lot of trauma dump. If you don't want to come for the negative attitude, then you might not want to tune in the series. To be honest, I don't think the series will. So, as we always do, we start off with, why are we going on this trip? Here's the thing, y'all. It is almost exactly 12 years since we last went to Vietnam. That was the first time we went to Vietnam 12 years ago. I was freshly graduated from elementary school, so I was entering grade 6 after the trip. That is when we first went to Vietnam. And you know what? My father went to Vietnam on his own a few years ago, before the pandemic. And me personally, you know what? It could be both me and my sister. We really didn't want to go back to Vietnam. I couldn't tell you my sister's reasons specifically. I obviously have my own reasons that we're going to talk about. But also, reason that we're not going to go in depth to is the bugs. It was crazy out there. But that was mainly when we were in the crunchy side. To be honest, I feel like, I don't know the bug situation. The bugs, they do scare me. We always had bugs. It was like a rural area, but also it was like my grandma's house, the house that my dad and his siblings were raised in. I don't know if it was like a great grandma house also, etc., etc. I don't know, babe. And obviously me, babe, you know, my father's a refugee. I was born here. I was born and raised here. So the girls are a city girl. Yeah, we are. So even so, I do feel like I am very much far removed from the Vietnamese culture, the country itself, babe. I grew up in very diverse areas. My school was always diverse, so I didn't really tap into my Vietnamese culture that much, especially since, you know, we don't really have relatives in Canada. Those were some of the reasons why I didn't go back, the bugs, and also like I'm a little westernized. But also, and once again, this is very much will be trauma dumping for the next few minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't know, babe, so if you skip it. After our Japan and Korea trip, my sister, all of a sudden, she wanted to go to Vietnam because of TikTok. She keep watching these TikToks, and she's like, oh my gosh, it looks so fun, it looks so cool, it looks so amazing. She was showing my dad the TikToks, and they're like, blah, 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 chatting it up, and then all of a sudden we ended up actually seriously going to Vietnam, because I think my sister saw like TikToks of Saigon, because remind you, we went to the rural area the last time we went, so that's really all we know. And my parents, when they were in Vietnam, they were mainly in their home city, so they're also in just rural areas. Like they haven't really went out and about, so they don't really have that perspective on that, especially since my parents are really old, especially since my parents are of the war generation. If you will. For me, again, the bugs, the far moved. However, we're gonna get into these notes, and let me tell you, when I was thinking of the notes to type up for this video, the girls were crying. And when I was typing up these notes of the videos, the girls were crying. So will we be crying in this video? I don't know. I feel like now that we're just having a chat with this camera, I feel fine. I don't think I'm gonna cry. But we'll see. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Most of my memories of going to Vietnam 12 years ago were a little traumatic. I could remember some of the good parts, I could, but I feel like the traumatic parts are really overbearing it. So I think that's why kind of beat out the good ones. Don't get me wrong though, there was a good one. I did have a fun time, especially, you know, since I was a kid. I am a grown woman now, but especially since I was a kid, and we're just having fun as kids, so it was a fun time, I guess. I have a more developed brain as I did as a child, so with that comes the possible mental illnesses that we could have. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I do. I never went to therapy. Should have during quarantine. But I think there's definitely some things that need to be unpacked. So not to diagnose myself, but, you know, just to understand, you know, our way of thinking, especially the fearfulness of it all. You know what I mean? Kind of how to deal with that and deal in the situations that we could be in, of those that we are, you know, kind of making up in our heads right now, but, you know, with reason, because of my past. Here's the thing. I personally think that, just in general, the tears. Oh my god, the girls are already crying. I think in general, the girls have a lot of trauma with Vietnamese adults. And I don't mean like in Vietnam, but just Vietnamese adults in general, including the immigrants. Oh my god, the people are crying already. My parents are a different story when I talk about Vietnamese adults. Because you know what, I grow up with them, I live with them, so the girls are kind of used to it. Oh my god, not me crying, babe. I'm talking about mainly, you know, like the Vietnamese aunties and uncles. The ones that barely even fucking know ya. Aunties and uncles, I mean like, well, it could be aunties and uncles, literally by blood. But I also mean like family friends as well. Because you know what, as a kid, there's like this Vietnamese community. We don't really have this now. But, you know, I was growing up with these other kids, literally the same age as me. They have their own Viet parents. They don't understand me. I don't understand them. And I could understand them. That's why I don't fucking fight. But we're just on different pages, babe. I never really said it yet, but yes, this is me talking about me being fat. I grew up fat. This is very much me talking about being fat. And we could be like, well, Tina, you've been to fucking Japan and Korea already. Like, have some fucking balls. This is a different fucking story. They're not my relatives. I don't have to fucking talk to them directly. I don't understand their language. I'm gonna tell you all my trauma stories, deep rooted inside me, that has allowed me to have this feeling, this relationship with older Vietnamese people. Listen, it's either direct or indirect. Fucking crying like this as a grown woman. Listen, we'll get to that. We'll fucking get to especially the fathers. The fucking fathers is where it was at. You know what? The moms. The moms, I don't really have much memories of the moms fat shaming me. But, you know, they're always nicer. They're always fucking more cheerful. And they always have more sympathy. So, I feel like the laughing is making me cry more. Because it's like, this is so ridiculous. Oh, you're so beautiful to my sister. Silence to me. Don't even look at me. And it's like in a joking one. Like, he's like laughing, smiling, like thinking like, oh my god, this is such a funny joke to her. And he'd just be like, oh my gosh, you are so fat. Like, how is that? How are you so fat? Like, he'd be like that. Well, from what I can remember, I was a child, y'all. And to be honest, the trauma probably makes me like remember this 100 times worse. There was a group of dads together just chatting about, and they would literally talk about how fucking fat I was. 10-second conversation, but obviously as a fucking kid hearing that with a bunch of these fucking adults, don't you think that would impact me in life? Born and raised in Vietnam, not knowing English, so they call me fat in English, but I was born and raised in Canada, and I fucking understood. I didn't stand my ground, though obviously I'm a child. There's 3 teen boys. I don't give a fuck. First thing she says about me to my father, she asked my father, why is she so fat? Like that. And again, we could be like, yes, this is a culture difference, I gotta act like that, whatever. And I started burst crying. I'm a child, y'all, listen. And you could be like, 10-year-old girl adult, why are you crying? Telling these stories. And she has the audacity to ask my father, why is she crying? And then my father has the audacity to be like, oh, she just misses her mom. Mind you, I saw my mom like, what? Less than 24 hours ago, babe. Why would I just randomly start crying after she called me fat about my mom, babe? Come on, let's be real for a second. Would I do it as a grown adult as we go on this trip? Maybe, I don't know, I'll update you guys in the series. And it's not just about being fat, like just in general. Or maybe it's just like me, it's just who I am. Like the girls can't hold the tears. I feel like I'm a crier when the people apologize as well, because it brings back the traumatic memories, and then we have to deal with the feelings head on. But also, you know, like I'm a child, like if she's gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry, babe, I didn't mean that. I'm a child, and she's a grown woman, that's why. I look like a cutie patootie in the viewfinder, like, I don't understand why I'm going through this. You know what I mean? Like, it was like a little microaggressions, whatever. Still had a traumatic impact, because then why else would I remember this memory from 12 years ago? Anyways, any new people in here who don't know me and are low-key fatphobic, they be like, well, how do you just lose some fucking weight? Listen, y'all, I grew up fat. Like, literally, couldn't tell you a single day in my life where I was a skinny legend. And for those of you who know me, you know, like, the girl started their gym era, whatever, a year ago. Obviously, she's still fat now. You know, it's not something that you could lose 60 pounds in 6 months like everybody is on TikTok. I don't know how they're doing that. And the girl's been going hardcore these last few months because I didn't want to fat shaming in Vietnam. Still not skinny legend, whatever. We'll talk about this more on the podcast, but it's like, I feel like my weight loss journey is mainly motivated on the base that when I travel, I won't be fat shamed, which is why everything just feels a little traumatizing. To be honest, that was that at the beginning, but now that I feel like I've gotten this pace, gotten this habit, like, I don't have that much of a negative relationship anymore with, you know, like, going to the gym and changing my diet. Like, now it just feels, like, natural to me, because that's what I just do now, since I'm unemployed. But at the beginning, that was very much what my mindset was like about it, so I didn't really have a good relationship with the weight loss. But now it's just like, whatever, we're just doing it, you know what I mean? Anyways, that doesn't matter. If my dad doesn't defend me even once, like, it doesn't have to be like a full lecture to kind of defend, you know what I mean? Especially, you know, since I'm so fat, so it's like, what are they gonna believe? But like, just a little defense remark, you know what I mean? Because my mom, at least she is a realist. Don't get me wrong, she does fat shame me, but at the same time, it's like a little sympathetic. When he found out, he was like, oh yeah, I drive you every day to the gym if you want. Nowadays though, he's like, why do you have to go to the gym today? Like, you already went yesterday, you don't have to go every day. A lot of their upbringing was in a big family. Me and my sister were exposed to other cultures and lifestyles and media. Anyways, yeah, so what I'm basically trying to say is I feel like the age, the generation, the culture, the environment, everything, different upbringings from my parents. You know, since we didn't have our tickets yet, we're like still thinking, we're like, oh my god, why are the tickets so expensive? And I'd be like joking about, like, low-key not joking to both my sister and my dad, individually, not together. I'd be like, that's when you just go with dad by yourself, or I go with my dad, that's when you just go with Julie and I don't go. But I think everything, you know what really turned around when Christmas time, after I was like, wow, it's so cute, like, this is just this old man doing like a cute, fun collection of chocolate in this, you know, small Christmas box gift, like, whoa, chocolate surprise box, like, wow. Then that's like the point of me cooperating, like, just deciding to cooperate. Like, I feel like eventually I would have cooperated because, you know, we're going, like, suck it up, we're going. I was just like, you know what, let me just have a positive attitude about this trip, or, you know, like, mainly towards, you know, my father and the family, not to y'all, because I very much probably won't have a positive attitude during the vlogs. I don't know, babe. I mean, look at us right now. And to be honest, now that we've said all this, just to wrap it up, like, you hear the story, you might not think it's like that severe. To be honest, me recounting it, like, the stories itself isn't severe, but you know, when it adds on, the trauma comes, and that's when it feels severe. But like, just in general, it doesn't really feel severe. But to be honest, I think, and you know, I think it was like that too. Last time we went around, I just feel like, you know, the first 1 or 2 weeks, like, whatever we got to Vietnam, like, that's where the fat phobia comes in, because, you know, they haven't seen me, like, in person, so it's just like, whoa, shock, but then after, like, I feel like they'll just get used to it, you know what I mean, like, so it's like, whatever, like, okay, she's fat, we get it now, but there will just be, like, you know, microaggressions here and there, because, to be honest, like, you're probably, like, not used to the fatness of a person, me. And that is the end of the trauma dump. Finally, we can get into it. I do have to say, though, the reason why we decided to go on a trip again, well, Vietnam, we already told y'all everything about that, but why are we going to Korea again, you may ask? Well, because we're gonna have a layover in Korea anyway, so we might as well have some fun. Technically, when we went to Japan, there was no layover in Korea, but we were close to Korea, so we might as well have some fun. The Japan trip, when we went to Korea for our 4-day trip in Korea after Japan, we very much did revisit a lot of the old districts that we already went to on our first Korea trip. However, we did go to Busan, which was new, and we didn't ever go to Busan, but that was the first time we went to Busan for a day trip to Busan, train to Busan. This time around, though, I feel like we're doing a bunch of new things. Well, we are going to very much some of the same districts, but a lot of new things, a lot of new stores. I don't know how we keep having new stores to go to, even though it's in the same districts. Like, how did I not know these stores when we went to Japan? Like, it was literally just less than a year ago. Anyways, that doesn't matter. With that said, let's finally get on to the planning stages. Let's take a look at the computer. As you guys know, we always have a Google Sheets. However, I feel like every time we go on a trip, the Google Sheets, we just use less pages and less pages and less pages. Or we just like use it less and less and less. Because you know what, we gotta hang out this now. We're travel girls. This time around, I didn't really use a lot of the pages. Let me tell you though, however, the Japan trip, I finally finished the budgeting list of the expense list, basically, of how much we spent in Japan and how much I owe my sister. I owe my sister $3,500, as you can see right here. And I owe her more for this Vietnam trip. This Vietnam trip, however, we're not, as you can see, plane tickets, around $2,000. My sister, she used her Amex points for both myself and my sister's ticket. So we literally got a bunch of money off this one. I don't know what the original is, because this is the one-way, and this is the one-way coming back from Korea, and then this is us going from Najang to Korea. To be honest, did we even save that much? Like, look at the total here. Here's the thing, y'all, and I don't know why nobody ever told me this. I very much did see this feature, multi-city flights feature during our LA trip, but I never really thought of it that much because we were doing a round trip anyways. But I never knew that during the Japan trip, when we did one way to Japan, then one way to Korea, that we could do multi-city tickets, which it's like in the same ticket, we do both of the purchase of the one way in the same ticket, the same purchase, and it's much cheaper. Nobody told us, and we only found out after we done it. Whatever, we'll know that next time when we go to another country, Asia country, and then go to Korea again. So that was just like what, 2 big parts of the Vietnam planning. One big part, buying the tickets to Vietnam. Second big part, our Vietnam visas, which we just easily did online. They approved it right away. Finished. It was so easy, babe. I just did it for me and my sister because my dad already had a visa that was lasting like a bunch of years. Ours only lasts for the 30 days that we chose, so that's that. Foreign cash still hasn't come yet. Our flight is in like 4 days, and our foreign cash is expected to come tomorrow, so hopefully it comes. Other pages I did not touch. We just touched budgeting, calendar, and to buy. So let's take a look at our calendar. You know, this is the staple page. Like, this is the page that we mainly use for all trips. If we're not going to use another page in the sheets, the Google Sheets, then something happened to the calendar page, babe. Because one thing about us is we're going to use the calendar page. It's just visually cohesive, everything together. That's how we do it. So here we have our calendar page. We'll be flying on the 31st and then coming back on the 27th. As you can see, everything in here is fucking blank. Why? Well, I could have added some details in there, but I just let it go. But I could tell you, for sure, we know that we're landing on the 1st, but we're landing at night. So, 2 wasted days. But the entire rest of the week, we are going to be in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. And then the rest, we're going to be in Nha Trang. Let me tell you first, sorry for all the pronunciations. Yes, I am languagely challenged. With a few trips, because a lot of the TikToks my sister is seeing were TikToks of the boat rides in Hoi An, and I think like the attraction, the famous attraction in Da Nang, the hand. I think, hopefully I'm not mixing it up, to be honest. I didn't do much research because we don't have a choice here. And we haven't booked any of those flights because my dad was like, girl, this is Vietnam, like you could literally book it a day off and go. That's what he keeps telling us, so we'll just believe it to him. And then my dad also randomly added one day, like saying that we're gonna go to Dalat, and the girls never knew that, but whatever, we're going. Yes, have some fun. Don't know when we're gonna go, especially since it's between Saigon / Ho Chi Minh City and Nha Trang. So are we gonna go to Dalat in between? I don't know, babe. But yeah, so that's the plan. Hopefully, as you can see, we don't have anything booked. It's kind of just going on and about. So we'll even see if my dad even ends up going, because he's like, initially he wanted us to spend 3 weeks in Nha Trang itself. What are we gonna do there for 3 weeks, babe? When we went to Vietnam the first time around, we were there for a whole month. Literally, I couldn't tell you my memories. My memories mainly us just chilling at home, meeting relatives, chilling at home, going out to eat dinner. So he wanted us to go 3 weeks, stay in Nha Trang, and then 1 week of doing literally every other city, 4 cities in 1 week. But then we told him, girl, we're going to Korea. Like, we don't have some fun in Korea. Might as well go on a layover. With that said, this first week, Saigon, Ho Chi Minh, and then everything else is freestyle. And we were initially going to take a flight from Saigon to Nha Trang, but my cousin, the 30-year-old one, told my dad that it's easier to take the bus, the travel bus, where there's like beds and you lie down on them, I think. I don't know. But yeah, you made me thinking, well, how did you guys do all this? Like, what hotels did you book? How did you book them? How much were your hotel? Well, how you gonna book the flights when you're there? Or things like, oh, well, how you guys gonna do that bus to Nha Trang? I couldn't tell you. One thing about my dad is he don't want to do it. He's like the relatives in Vietnam, they know what they know, so they're gonna do it. It's not like I don't trust the relatives doing it, but it's just like I would like to be in the know. You know what I mean? Like, literally 3 days, we're gonna be there soon. 4 days left until the trip. We don't know a single thing. Like, what hotel are we even in? Where's the location of the hotel? What is the rooms like? Like, sometimes you just kind of want to see the picture, the gallery of the hotel. Just kind of brace yourself. Like, either way though, yes, we are grateful that she's gonna be doing all this work for us. So I guess it does take like a different kind of stress off our backs, you know what I mean, of having to deal with the stress of booking things and searching for the right hotels. My dad, like, because my dad's always raving about how she's so rich, how her husband is so rich, how her sister is so rich as well. My dad, I feel like he was a little worried about the hotel situation too, because my sister wants a 5-star hotel. It's for like a 5-star hotel experience. Like, they're really cheap in Vietnam, like compared to other countries, you know what I mean, that we've been to. It's probably the same price of a regular hotel in another country like Korea, you know what I mean. And I was like, please, is there a way we could have separate rooms, like all 3 of us, please? My dad was obviously like, I'm always gonna have my own room and you two share, whatever. When I did my own research beforehand just to see, I saw like literally look like penthouses, 3 bedrooms, so cheap as hell, especially for Airbnbs. They're all so cheap, but like including hotels, like 3 rooms, so cheap. Like really, really expensive one. They look like a K-drama, penthouse K-drama. I don't watch any K-dramas other than The Glory, but like that's how I expect it. They're like very much all sold out now. But my father didn't believe me, and so I don't know what the situation's gonna be. That's why I like to at least know. Like, I just want to look at pictures. But anyway, so then when we're in Nha Trang, we're obviously gonna stay in relatives' houses. My dad is like, talking about how my aunt, she has like her own building that she literally just built with like 4 or 5 floors or something. And we did look at it in Google Maps. Yeah, it was big, whatever. But she has 3 kids, so I genuinely think that each floor is a kid's floor, and like it's like all personalized. It's their beds and stuff. But then my dad's talking about how his brother has a house that he literally just moved into like 4 or 5 years ago or something, had just built, that my dad's seen, and there's like 4 bedrooms, and he literally only has like 1 daughter living there because his $2 have their own family and they're rich in Ho Chi Minh, the 20-year-old, 30-year-old. Well, technically now they're probably like 40 and 30 right now. His one daughter is in Hanoi, I believe, pursuing law school. So look at me, unemployed, doing marketing. That's where we're going to stay. But then obviously, you know, if we're going to go to Dalat and Da Nang and Hoi An, like probably the day before we're going to book the flight, book the hotel. I don't know who's doing it. Is it my cousin who's in a different city who's going to do it while we're in Nanjing? She's in Saigon. I don't know. Or am I going to do it? Me and my sister are going to do it. I don't know. Because I feel like, isn't this too much work on the cousins? Like, she has her own 3 kids to raise. Like, why is she going to be booking flights and hotels for us for 3 different cities that we're going to visit? You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's too much on her. But at the same time, like, this is a very different pace for me and my sister. I understand that, you know, maybe Vietnam and the trips that we went on are very much different. Like, it's easy to book on before days of, whatever. But when me and my sister book stuff, we book things in advance. Reservations, flights, hotels, whatever. Months in advance, babe. We have to be prepared because otherwise it'll be sold out. You know what I mean? Even when we decided to go to Busan last minute, we went to Busan on the day of. We went to buy the ticket instead of booking in advance. And literally, sitting seats sold out. Me and my sister were literally standing for a whole 4 hours. Anyways, with that said, let's get into the fun stuff that we have planned here. And I have put it all in here. Korea. I planned all of these, just so you know. My sister, she's been a little busy with work, but also been a little busy in her new relationship, so whatever. With that said, you know, my sister did plan some things, well, as a collective, with me. I feel like it's just because we're basically freestyling this stuff. We're just gonna go shopping around, but also, like, I wanted to go to certain places, like K-pop places, and, you know, what my sister is gonna do about that. You know what I mean? Like, I just be seeing things on TikTok. Oh, she be tagging me in things on TikTok, but I added all this in here, in the calendar. As you can see, we have plans here. Well, first of all, we'll be flying from Nanjing, and our flight is at midnight. But yes, we are using Korea Air, and we're going to be arriving there at 7:50 a.m. So my sister and I are going to be pulling an all-nighter. The flight's only 5 hours, you know, because of the time difference. But we're going to arrive at 7:50 a.m. We're going to pull an all-nighter, babe. One thing about me is every trip, I fall asleep at 10 p.m. or 12 p.m.-ish, but mainly 10 p.m., 11 p.m., that kind of stuff. Like, I need to be home at 9 p.m. I'm tired. But, you know, at 10 p.m., 9 p.m., we're going to actually be going to the airport, doing the whole airport process. One thing about me and my sister is we cannot sleep on a plane. So, 5-hour flight, whatever, finished. We land 7:50. So, at least it's just 5 hours of us just being on a plane. At least we land 7:50 because of the time difference, whatever. Then we do the whole airport process getting out. Then we have to, you know, do the whole transportation process of getting to our hotel. It's easy, though. It's easy. Because we are at Mangwon Station. My lips are dry, sorry. But then, so the day we land, there it is. We have a full day on the day we land. Here's the thing. I don't know if we're going to be tired or not, but we have to do this as according. Because one of the days has a reservation. Anyways, well, it's better this way. We're going to spend our first day after an all-nighter in Gangnam. We're going to go back to coex Mall. You know, we'll have to decide. Because one thing about Gangnam, let's take a look at her, is she's very big. Or stuff at least. Here we have coex Mall. This is like, you know, the big shopping street on Gangnam. Right here. So this is probably like a good, I'll say like 20-ish minutes, maybe less than that, away from each other, public transportation. Here we're gonna go to Costco. I'll talk about that later. So bigger transportation there, maybe like 20 minutes as well. But it's like, wow, so far away from each other. We're probably gonna be holding these big ass bags, where if we look at somewhere like, you know, Myeongdong or Hongdae. So if we take a look at Myeongdong, the stuff we want to do here, like, it's relatively close to each other, you know what I mean? It's like walking distance, 5 minutes finish, you know? So we'll see if we go to coex Mall. I do want to go to coex Mall, mainly because of the K-Town For You store. That's what started in the first place. To be honest, I feel I'm going to so much K-pop stores that it doesn't really matter anymore. I feel like K-Town For You won't be as extravagant as the other TikTok sites, so I don't know. Well, we'll take a look. One thing about me is I shopped on K-Town For You maybe 3 times, 4 times. I think K-Town For You is where I bought a lot of my starter BTS albums in 2019, 2020. So yeah, I kind of want to visit it just to see, like, whoa, store that I shop online on and pay so much shipping and duties for, it's here in person, you know what I mean? But then also I saw a TikTok of a plus size girl doing plus size shopping, and she went to Rami's story. I actually knew of Rami's story back in 2020, and I had her on my list actually but the one in Hongdae shopping street, but I didn't go. I think I was a little scared of doing clothing shopping, especially, since it's my first time in Korea, so I wasn't really used to the atmosphere, especially, being fat and whatever. This time I kind of want to check her out in Gangnam because she bought a lot of stuff there, so I was like, ooh, let's have some fun. One thing about coex mall, though, it's like too big, so I feel a little overwhelmed there, and I feel like we will miss out on every store since the map isn't like a circle, it's like a bunch of branches out. So I don't know if we'll go there. I don't know if we'll go there. Like, I don't even know if there's like a lot of stores that are good for my sister as well. I feel like my sister really thrives on this more street style shopping. So I did have on our list here, so this coex mall, then we will go here. This is like where the Baskin Robbins is, where the Line Friend store is, and do some photo booths. But the photo booths are also in Hongdae, and they're closer together, so we don't have to do this long distance. So I was thinking we should just go straight down to Costco, especially, since we pulled an all-nighter. And we chose to go to Gangnam first because we're in Costco. Costco, so fun! This is the first time we ever saw a TikTok about Korean Costco, so my sister and I were really shook about, Costco in Korea. The TikToks that we saw were very much showing all the skincare that they have very cheap and also in bulk or big sizes. And everybody on TikTok was like, go to Costco first before you go to Olive Young because you'll probably find the same stuff in Olive Young in Costco. Not everything, but some of the stuff, the popular ones at least, and they're much cheaper, much bigger in bulk, whatever. But I do want to say, however, that the Costco is cash only, or if you have the Korean debit card or whatever. So that's why my sister and I got 700 won in total. She's 400, I'm 300. So with that said, we're also gonna buy like ready to go snacks and stuff at Costco that we could bring to our hotels and whatever. To be honest, I feel like we always do that, but I feel like whenever my sister and I travel, we don't really snack that much when we get back to the hotel. I feel like we just fall asleep right away. You know what I mean? And then we just go out to eat some meals. And then after, obviously, just Myeongdong. I mean, if we want to, we don't have to, but it's just because, that's where we're staying. So, and it's so easy. Just buy stuff and then go to our hotel. I feel like Myeongdong is a place to go for K-pop stores. Like, even compared to Hongdae and Gangnam, I feel like Myeongdong has much more K-pop stores with much more varieties of magazine stuff, etc. And they're also, like, relatively like a few dollars or cents cheaper than in Hongdae. Anyways, the next day we are doing something entirely new, which is Nami Island. Listen, I don't know if I seen her. I didn't know of her for the past Korea trips we went. I literally just saw one TikTok and was like, oh my god, so crazy. Mainly of the TikTok of the rail bike, which is why I take my sister and like, oh my god, so fun, let's go. And so we were going to do that and do it on our own until maybe last week. I found out that the Gangcheon rail bike is actually much different from what I thought the rail bike was in Nami Island. It's not. It's like a 20-minute public transportation away. But also the TikTok we saw in there was like Petite France. So I was like going back in TikTok trying to confirm, is that actually far away? And it was like, yeah, it was. And then when I went back to the TikTok that I initially saw, I like read the comments and stuff, and it turns out like they did a group booking. I brought it up to my sister that, should we just do group booking ourselves? Because you know what, if we did it on our own, it would be like, we go at our own pace. Do we want to go on our own pace, have some fun, take it slow instead of feeling rushed? But if we did it with a group, we have to wake up like super early, 7 a.m. and then we had to end the day at 6 p.m. Is that enough time? I don't know, but it turned out that the benefits of the group was actually better because the group visit is actually, well, you could choose the package. We got on Klook and they have multiple packages. There's multiple groups options, but the group we chose had like 20,000 reviews. But we chose a package that included Gangcheon rail bike, Nami Island, and Petite France plus Italian Village. So, shall we take a look at our booking for the day? Was $102-ish, I don't remember. But first, we meet up with them. It says 7:20, but actually, we meet up at 8 a.m. Well, 10 minutes, 15 minutes-ish before, because they have different pickup places. And we stay at Myeongdong. We're getting picked up at a parking lot that's near Myeongdong Station. Was literally like a good 9-minute walk away from us. So easy, so fresh, amazing. And then they drive us like, on a group tour bus. And it's 1 hour, 30 minutes. Which, if we were to do it on our own, it would be like around 2 hour-ish, 30 minutes. And then we have to like transfer buses. And we have to take the ITX, which is different from the KTX. I'm guessing it's like a little more localized instead of so far like Busan or something. I don't know, I've never been on the ITX, I've only been on the KTX, that's what I'm assuming. which I don't know if that would be hard because, you know, as I told you when we went to Busan, we were literally standing for 4 hours. To be honest, this is much easier. We don't have to wake up that early. To be honest, every time we travel, we wake up super early because of the jet lag. Anyway, so we go to Gangcheon rail bike for an hour and 50 minutes. I don't know if that it needs to be that long because I don't know how long the rail bike is. I assume it's only like 30 minutes from what I saw on TikTok or even less. After that, they're gonna drive the bus. We're gonna get back on the bus and we're going to Nami Island for 3 hours and 30 minutes. I don't know if that's enough time. I feel like it has to be, right? But my sister and I have to eat, and then we have to take pictures around Nami Island, and I assume the island is big, and then we have to meet up. I don't know if 3 hours and 30 minutes might feel a little rushed. I think we'll be fine. And then after is 1 hour 30 minutes for both Petite France and Italian Village, because they're like next to each other, same area. You may be thinking, whoa, 2 destinations in one, and only 1 hour 30 minutes. I think they're close to each other, but I think I saw like in klook reviews, people are like, Petite France and Italian Village, just nothing really to do there. But, you know, it's really about just walking around scenery, take pictures, I guess. And then we take a bus, we go home for 1 hour, 20 minutes, and we arrive, not the same parking lot stop, but instead they drop us off at Myeongdong Latte Department, which will be at 7 p.m. You know, which is not a problem, because then we can just walk through Myeongdong Shopping Street, have some fun again, and then go home to our hotel, which is on the other end. Which is only like a good maybe 10, 15 minutes away. I feel like 10 minutes, I don't know. I feel like the map is not the same as the pace me and my sister walk at. But anyways, I don't know. Save a deal, a steal. I feel like the ferry ride for Nami Island is like $50. I couldn't tell you. Our group thing is $100, and we got a bus. We don't have to pay for public transportation as well. But anyways, whatever. It's fun, I guess. It's the convenience, of it all. If you want to go on your own pace, then maybe you don't want to do a group bus. But you know, I'm just letting you know. Gangcheon Rail Park, though, however, I believe it's a 4-seater, so 2 people in the front, 2 people in the back. Obviously, just me and my sister. I don't know how it works, if they just do, like, put you in randomly, whatever, but when we were booking on klook, they added an option that allowed us to pay $5 extra per person to let us have our own bike that doesn't have, you know, 2 people in front of us or 2 people behind us. So, yeah, it was a fun time. Yeah, I think, you know, it's good. It's good. We were a little iffy on it because, you know, the pacing of it all and waking up early and all, but I think it's fine. It's good. Well, we'll see on the day up when we vlog it. Anyway, so with that said, our next day, mangwon and hongdae. Sorry for my pronunciations. Mangwon is, you know, it's like a good 20-minute walk away from hongdae. Could say less than that, but it's in the area, so we kind of keep it together. We've never been to the Mangwon district, and to be honest, I don't think we're going to really fully do our thing there, because we could go to Mangwon, Food Culture Street, I forgot what it's called, but we're not going to do it because we're going to so many different things in hongdae, and they're new as well, so it's like, oh my god, so stressful. Like, what are we doing? Here we have Mangwon Station's right here, and we are going to go this way west to Zero Space Mangwon, and we're going to buy Miffy stuff. It's a Miffy store. I think before it wasn't, so I don't know if they switch out their themes of the store, but from the recent TikToks I saw, they're still doing Miffy, hopefully. One thing about my sister is after Japan and Korea, she suddenly had an obsession with My Melody and Miffy and started buying a bunch of things in Canada, so expensive when it was so much cheaper in Korea and Japan. Obviously, the same thing happened with me when we came back from the first Korea trip. Then I had a whole obsession with Sanrio and I was buying a bunch of things on TikTok right after I lost the kuromi in the airport. That's a different story to tell. Since Mangwon Market was there, we're thinking, oh, should we just go there, have some fun? And I think BCS also like did a commercial, like a travel Korea commercial there, and eating in like restaurants and stuff. I think it was Namjoon and Seokjin. But anyways, we're not gonna go there because, you know, we got too many things to do. We initially were going to go in this area, first of all, because of Zero Space, but also Cafe Harmony, which is a My Melody and Kuromi cafe. However, we decided to drop it because we will be going to a Sanrio cafe in Hongdae, which is like all the characters, whatever. The food and the drinks were kind of the same. Obviously, this one's more Kuromi and My Melody theme, but it's like, let's just pass on it. So anyways, then there's Beat Row here. This is a K-pop store. This is one of the first K-pop stores following the Japan-Korea trip. One of the new ones that I saw on TikTok. To be honest, the recent new ones that I saw on TikTok, I feel like are much better than this one. I don't remember this store, to be honest. But then after, we're going to go to Celeb Paparazzi Cafe. And this is a cafe. Well, it's a cafe. There's like this cake thing that my sister wants to eat. We saw it on TikTok. And then, but the cafe itself, the entire theme is taking pictures. You like scan a QR code or you purchase you make a ticket purchase, which includes a QR code as well as one drink. So that QR code, you basically like scan this QR code and then you like go into place and then it takes a picture of you. Like it's like a bunch of different rooms. Like there's this one room with a car. Yeah, you use the QR code to download whatever. I thought it was super cool. Like wow, it's so innovative. It's giving like wax museum without the wax and with professional cameras. Not professional cameras. It was kind of like a photo booth. One thing about Korea is they be going in on the photo booths, and I wish they were all in Canada. Actually, the ones in Canada are very expensive. Anyway, so that's that. And then we take a walk. Here we pass the line friends, we've been to her. We walk to Arano Katsu. And this is like a famous katsu place. One thing about me is I'm not really into katsu, but my sister loves, so we might as well go. It's like a new trending one, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. And then we're gonna walk back to the Hongdae shopping street. So here we are at the Hongdae shopping street and we're gonna have some fun. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do our regular stuff, like, you know, my sister doing her clothing shopping as she usually does on Hongdae Street. While she does that, I'll probably just do these photo booths like solo picture era. It's gonna be literally every Instagram post different photo booth. Here's a photo booth. Photoism. They also have one in Canada, so expensive. I think the ones in Korea are like $7, and then Canada, $20. So crazy, so expensive. But this is a photo booth with idol collabs. So the BTS one's already expired because they did one for Festa after our previous Korea trip and then before our Korea trip now. So we always miss it. But to be honest, because we never go to Korea in June, it will be so blazing hot. But, you know, June is, you know, BTS's anniversary. Anyways, whatever. We'll see when we get there. And then here we have BYTP. And this is a photo booth with the trending elevator photo booth and subway photo booth. So the elevator and subway photo booth, I am so excited to do. Like, the girls are feeling trendy. Then Don't Look Up. Obviously, I already done her. You already saw. They also have this in Toronto. I'm assuming it'll be expensive, though, because, you know, it's in Toronto. But, you know, my sister can do it, because I think my sister wanted to do it, so go down. You know, we're having fun. We're doing our thing. Here's Samuel's Lover Club. Personally, I think we're going to do reservations for a later date, because, you know, we just ate at another cafe. Obviously, again, this area, it does have a gift shop, which I'm super excited for, and that doesn't need reservation, but, you know, the cafe needs a reservation. I heard that the reservation doesn't book out a lot, though, so for Cafe Harmony, I guess that's a little more far off. I don't know about this since it's on Hongdae Shopping Street. Literally, we went to Hongdae Shopping Street so many times, didn't even know that this thing was here. Like, what? Like, and then all of a sudden, all these things want to pop up on TikTok that I didn't know about, and I'm like, what? And then I bet you after this trip, a bunch of new things are gonna pop up on TikTok I didn't know about. I wish I went to it, but then we don't end up going to Korea, but watch me go to Korea. Then we go down here. Here's Rami's story I was talking about, the plus size shop. I did see that in our first Korea trip. But anyways, there's 2 photo booths here. There's 2 movement photo booths. I guess, I don't know why, but they do have different photo booth options. There's another photoism here. Wow, crazy. Anyway, so yeah, that's a cool time. That's a fun time. So that's what we were doing in Hongdae. The next day, we are doing something completely new as well. Sorry for my pronunciation, y'all. This is gonna be bad. But renting hanboks, and going to Gyeongbokgung Palace. I apologize, y'all. We're going to the palace. The museum is also, I think, in that palace or near. I don't know. But they're like literally next to each other, I think. After that, I'm assuming that my sister's going to be hanging out with her friend. She is a full-time working lady in Korea. So I chose that day specifically because, you know, Friday night, have some fun. That's what they did last Korea trip. Usually though, my sister and her never plan it like before the trip. It's always when she's in Korea, and then I think they would message each other because they see on the Instagram stories that she's in Korea, you know what I mean? So let's hang out. And yeah, so when she's doing that, I have plans to go shopping. Unfortunately, I can't do everything because it'll probably be the nighttime. I don't know. But I plan to go to either Gangnam Coex Mall. To be honest, I think we're just going to give that up. So as you can see here, there's a bunch of list of stores. I'm not going to go through all of them. But for the Myeongdong one, I saw all these on TikTok. So shocked, so amazed. Why haven't I seen them when I went to Myeongdong so many times? Well, all K-pop stores are probably the same stuff. And you know me, I always love shopping at the K-pop stores in Myeongdong Station. Anyways, with that said, let's go on to our to buy list. As you know, Costco, this hair oil serum that I literally use now. I have the old packaging though before they rebranded, and mine is very much expired. I didn't find out till last month. I still use it though, but it's very much expired. Body scrub, I don't know, I don't really need that. I just put that in there. Mediheal blemish toner pads. These are very much trending on TikTok a lot, so I was like, yeah, let's try it. And you know me, I love Mediheal. Mom's blue bamboo salt. she bought bamboo salt because I think she read about it online, and she always has like hurt gums and teeth or whatever, so she always like holds like water and salt in her mouth for like 30 minutes. But then she saw bamboo salt and she wanted to try it, so we purchased a small jar like this for $50 on Amazon that shipped from Korea, and the bigger jar was like $200. I don't know how much bigger, but still. And then she tried it now and she was like, wow, this is really working. This is really working. She's like, if you see this in Korea, buy it. I don't know where this will be in Korea, but we'll try. Maybe it'll be in Costco. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to buy in Costco a Chloe perfume for my friend, but it's much cheaper in Korea. So like almost $100 cheaper in Korea. And with that said, we have a whole list of K-pop stuff we want to buy. As you may know from my last trip, after coming back from Korea, all of a sudden I had the urge to buy at least a few albums from groups that I like and listen to as well. Obviously, you know, I don't stan them. Maybe two I stan other than BTS, but like I do casually listen to them, as well as, well, some of them casual listen before there would be albums I listen to fully back to back. Here I made a visual list just in case, you know, sometimes it's just easier instead of reading version name this, and then details of the version name, because sometimes the version names aren't on the album, but just as a visual, so it's easier for me to see and just get. And also in case, you know, my sister is helping me find some stuff, then this will be for her too. But here we have a visual list of what I want. Here we have, first, we're starting off with my BTS stuff. They had new stuff that came out after we came back from Korea. So the Beyond Stage photo book, the Permission to Dance DVD on stage. Is this the LE one? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is, and that's what I went to. Hopefully it's my show that they have recorded. I don't remember. And then this was on the TikTok that I saw at the station that was next to Myeongno that I was talking about, that somebody got this. And I was looking for this because, as you know, the one Myeongno station had a bunch of old season greeting stuff instead, but they didn't have this one. I was looking for this, but she bought it for $300, and this is old too. She bought this for $300, so I feel like if these are $300, I'm just not gonna do it. Like, that's a lot. That's way too much money. Anyway, so here we have Le Sserafim stuff. As you know, Le Sserafim, we stan. As you know, the first non-BTS K-pop album I bought was the Unforgiven Yoonjin version, just because, you know, I was feeling a little awkward in the store buying 117 thing for my sister's friend. So this time around, now that we have this new urge to buy other K-pop groups, easy albums, and then Anti-Fragile, this one or this one. As you can see, there are two different versions. And I don't know if they say the version name on it. I don't know, but I think it's easier to see the picture, especially since they're not that different in pictures, but we can look at the gold lines. Fearless, this one or this one. And that's me looking at the concept pictures, seeing which concept picture I liked better. And then Unforgiven, this one or this one, looking at the burns. And then Yoonjin's D-Icon A-Type. Here we have Enhypen and TXT. Love Blue Hour, especially getting the blue one because, you know, the viral Suin photo card. Let's see if we have a chance. I don't know if I want to get pink. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to get pink, to be honest. Here we have other boy groups. P1 Harmony Life Stick, as you know, because I'm going to the concert, so I need it. P1 Harmony albums. Here are the versions I want with the backups just in case they don't have. I feel like they will, though. Then we're going to get the Hello Future NCT album. We love, oh my gosh, during quarantine, the girls were streaming. And then Neo Zone, which is actually like the first album that I listened to front to back. That is not a BTS K-pop group. So I was like, yeah, might as well. So here is If Want, Don't Need page, because sometimes you want something for a certain group, but I feel like I didn't listen to the albums front to back. I do listen to a few songs in there that we love, but sometimes, like, for example, we have Twice, Eyes Wide Open. I could get any album from them. I just chose this because of the concept photos. And one thing about me and Twice is I love all of their title tracks. Love them front to back. Can't stop saying front to back. I don't really go in depth of the album and the B-sides for other K-pop groups, dependingly, other than, you know, the ones that we just saw. But for Twice, I love all their title songs. Love them. And that's why I went to the concert, because majority of their concert was title tracks. Like, I look at the set list, I'm like, oh my god, this is for me, I have to go. So I feel like, yeah, I have to get a Twice album, but I don't listen to this album front to back. And I try to train myself, but the girls, you know, were a little too busy listening to Eternal Sunshine. Here we have The Boys album. I listened to Reveal and Salty on that album, and mainly I got it for the chance of a new photo card. Obviously, it's like, what? How many members are there? 1 million. That's why this is If Want, Don't Need to be on its page. So we'll see how it goes. I think I might buy on impulse. Hello? And you know what? That is all of the to buy list, and that is all of me to show you anyways, babe. I have nothing else to show you, so thank you so much everybody for watching. This is gonna be hell of a time to edit, especially after I come back from the trip, so jet lagged, so tired. probably 3 hours, 4 hours of footage of me rambling on, 1 hour and a half of me just crying. So thank you so much everyone for tuning in to this therapy session as well as planning video. Half planning, half therapy. Actually, I think it really balanced out. I apologize to all the people who didn't want to see me cry, but I think, you know, it was a good time. It was a good time. Anyways, goodbye everybody, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video of this series, because this is the beginning of our travel series. See ya!
This is more than a crash, more than a like, more than a lie. Baby, I'ma make you mine, and I ain't keeping ass. This is more than a crash, more than a like, more than a lie. Baby, I'ma make you mine, and I ain't keeping ass. Don't run away, don't run away from the truth, 'cause I'm not giving up on you. Don't run away, don't run away from the truth, 'cause I'm not giving up on you.